Hello and welcome to Ageless Rock channel, where megalithic fans get to see megalithic monuments from a different perspective. Today, we are going to continue checking out the impossible, stupendous bedrock cave temples in Ellora Caves. Maharashtra state is actually full of mysterious megalithic sites. There are many bedrock cliffs turned into cave temples. In my opinion, Ellora cave temples are by far the most impressive in whole of India. If you pass by Cave 11, you will not think much of it because of how it was cut out. You have to go inside to see the magnitude of this project. From the aerial view, you can see that approximately 7,600 square feet or 700 square meters of bedrock has been removed before anyone can start carving into the bedrock. It was thought to be only 2 stories high for many centuries. It wasn't until 1876 when a stair leading down to another floor was discovered, and further excavation was conducted to reveal that it was actually a 3-story building. So today, Dotal, which means 2 levels at Cave 11, is still being used even though it is 3 levels high, which should be Tintal. The name is incorrect, but was left as it is maybe to remind us that it was initially thought to be 2 levels. Whether it is 2 levels or 3 levels, the amount of bedrock removed is insane. Here is my logic why ancient Indians did not create this bedrock site. You can see from the top that there is a huge T-shaped bedrock removed. It is approximately 30 meters long and 30 meters wide. Approximately 7,500 square feet or 700 square meters of space was removed from this bedrock. Then it was carved into the bedrock full of pillars and niches. In my guesstimate, you are looking at about 90% rubble that came out of this bedrock. Is unnecessary waste of time and energy if you just want a few Buddha statues. If you multiply the area by the height of the bedrock, I think your jaw will drop and hit the basement if you see the rubble. But yet, there isn't any rubble to be found. So we just assume they were used for something else somewhere else. As if that is not enough, there is a huge vihara to boggle your mind. Ellora Caves Site is an astounding accomplishment even with just Cave 11 alone. Another mystery people are not aware is that ancient Indians would have to deal with the extreme dark environment while carving. This photo shows a visit on a sunny day with smartphone torchlight. You have to wonder the constant source of light without creating soot on the ceiling. There are caves on both sides of the main temple. This cave alone will make you think hollowing out bedrock was easy with soft ancient chisel. I know this place was not made with ancient chisel because there isn't any chisel mark on the wall. The bedrock definitely looks like it was sliced like butter. I would like to take this opportunity to share my suspicion on this T-shaped entrance as seen on the side of Cave 11 in the yellow box. You can see that the entire bedrock removed is also in a T-shape. T-shaped design is unique to mysterious megalithic sites around the world. In Amaru Muru in Peru, there is a famous monument which archaeologists have no clue what it is. Locals will tell you confidently it is a portal into another dimension. It has a T shape. There are T pillars in Minorca in Spain and Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. I don't think I will ever know what is the significance of this design. But I can assure you, ancient people are not a big fan of carving bedrock and lifting megaton rectangular blocks. Let's move on to Cave 12. Again, I'm impressed by the sheer amount of bedrock removed. Approximately 800 square meters or 8,600 square feet of bedrock was removed by someone with unknown tools. From an aerial view, Cave 11 and 12 are like twin caves. Both are in a T-shaped design. There are niches and caves on the right side, but the one in the yellow circle so ridiculously high caught my attention. How and why would ancient Indians do that? There is also another one on the left. It is even higher than the one on the right. What is that for? How do you use that on a regular basis? These are the small details that will make a big difference in concluding who was here first. In a nutshell, Cave 12 is not what it seems to be. It is extremely big for a vihara with 90% rubble from the front yard. There will never be such a waste of manpower for monks in the history of humanity. If you see from an aerial view, you will see the T-shaped design. But if you have ground-penetrating radar eyes, you will see the amazing work. Imagine you can see the vihara created out of bedrock. And not only that, it comes with 3 different levels with 3 different designs. It is an engineering marvel even by today's standard. Cave 11 and 12 are confusingly similar if you are not aware that Cave 11 and 12 are like twins. There are 6 levels of viharas from these 2 caves. This is a lot of vihara space. It is almost like they need them for a global conference of monks. These first 12 caves are Buddhist caves, and we have come to the end of the Buddhist caves. Cave 13 is just an empty rectangular hole. I wonder why they can do Kailasa Temple but decided to leave this one empty. There is no reason for making all the walls nice and smooth but move on to other caves as if they have better things to do. All they need is a Buddha or Shiva statue to make it a temple. Cave 14 is called Ravana Kakai, which means Ravana's abode. This cave is dedicated to Lord Shiva. It has a relief that shows Ravana shaking Mount Kailash, which is the abode of Shiva and Parvati. Ravana is a demonic being in Hindu mythology called Rakshasa. Rakshasa means gigantic and usually means giant. In Hindu mythology, they are bad news. They are man-eaters from another world and they have supernatural power. However, in Ramayana and Mahabharata, they are both good and evil. But in religion, you can imagine the equivalent of Nephilim or Raphaim in the Bible. Cave 14 has many reliefs and statues. If you know the iconography of Hinduism, you will probably be reading a book written on walls. It has reliefs of Sapta Matrika, Durga, Gaja Lakshmi, Lord Shiva performing the Tandava dance, and many more. Cave 14 is a huge vihara with 12 pillars in a space of 26 meters by 16 meters, or 85 feet by 54 feet in dimension. If I just guess the height is 10 feet tall, I can imagine approximately 45,900 cubic feet of rubble outside the cave. The back of this cave has a sanctum. You probably notice also that the floor is very rough. I wonder why the ceiling is better than the floor. It is easy to say this is unfinished, but I think I see something worth debating that this is not the case. You can walk around virtually and see that there is something worth noting. This is a circular structure that makes no sense to me, but it looks like the making of a stone wheel that mainstream says is a stone door just like those in Kemakli underground city in Turkey. Next to the circular structure is another circular structure with holes. If this is unfinished floor of a vihara, then where is the chisel marks? Instead, we have circular marks. Something tells me ancient Indians had rock softening technology in their hands while making this vihara out of bedrock. If you think two circular stone structures is a coincidence, then how about the third circular structure on the floor? How did three round unfinished carvings ended up on the floor? Makes me wonder who is the original builder. Probably you can see the finished stone wheel at Ellora Temple in Madhya Pradesh state. If you are walking by from the outside, Cave 15 doesn't seem like an interesting cave. Cave 15 is also called Dasavatara Cave because Vishnu has 10 avatars. Avatar is the incarnation of a deity. Cave 15 is also somewhat a T-shape in design with a large monolithic mandapa in the middle, which is the main attraction. The scale of this huge monolithic mandapa is astounding. At approximately 1200 square meters or 13,000 square feet, this cave hewn into basalt bedrock is not a mini project. This mandapa looks like a normal building constructed from bottom up, but it is actually carved from top to bottom. At about 12 meters wide and 10 meters long and hollowed out on the inside, I can only imagine how easy it was working with ancient soft chisels. Cave 15 is beyond human achievement if you can see the amount of bedrock removed. It is an engineering marvel that requires planning and manpower organization that cannot be forgotten in history. If you have ground penetrating lenses, you can see the first floor inside the cave. But that's not all. There is also an even larger second floor. By now, you have to wonder where else do we have in the world where monks can get together for an international conference and need plenty of vihara's floor space. If archaeologists assume that thousands of Indians carved this over a few hundred years for a few thousand monks, I can also assume therefore it cannot be forgotten in history. Inside level 2 is a huge hall with 44 pillars. There is a huge Nandi bull facing Linga in the inner sanctum. The walls have carvings of Hindu stories such as Shiva and Parvati playing the dice game, Shiva dancing the Tandava, and many more. Well, I hope these 5 caves will give you an idea of Ellora Caves even better. I will explore more in the next presentation. See you in the next video and have a wonderful day. This is Berniol signing out. Acha, Jatahen, goodbye.